Hey, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Friday to you, if you're watching this on a Friday. But yes, happy Friday to you. My name is Daniel Umstead. I'm the owner of the Nathaniel Group. And if this is your first time joining us, oh my gosh, welcome. And if you've been on this journey with me, welcome again. Thank you so much. For those that are your first time joining, what we typically discuss on this channel, because what I do is I start here on Facebook Live, and then I eventually move it over to the Nathaniel Group's YouTube channel, so that way you can watch the videos, or if you're just like caught on something that's really, really important to you, that you can go back and rewind. This is done live, so there's no editing, but I'm not going to do something crazy, be like, yo, I got to run. I'll be right back. You know, go run there and simply come back. So, but yeah, today, or I should say for today, and every day, we typically talk about motivation, resume writing, and real estate tips. So real estate tips, resume writing tips, and then just discuss motivation, how you can motivate yourself, how you can be better. So I wanted to jump straight into anxiety and stress. I know that it comes up. I know that, you know, what you're going through, waking up in the morning, and even for myself, I'm at the point where I used to dream heavy. I used to have this great, deep REM sleep, but getting caught up with keeping the resume writing business company, the real estate going, my main job, making sure my son is okay, trying to figure out what he wants to eat. All right, not saying that I don't feed him like, hey, I don't know what we're going to do tonight. No, nothing like that. But just when I do have my son on the weekends, it's like, hey, you know, all right, now it's your time. What did you want to do? So that way, because I like to plan ahead. I've noticed that I do better by planning ahead rather than just waiting till the last minute. So, and I know with anxiety, stress, you can't plan everything. It's inevitable. You know, you can't plan for certain circumstances. You can't plan for traffic. You can't plan for getting sick. You can't plan for rain. Well, I don't know, meteorology, whether people have been kind of wrong and misled a couple times. But for the most part, you can't plan for unplanned events. It's as simple as that. So with the anxiety and stress, I was looking at Dan Locke, and who's my social media influencer, and he was talking about ways to overcome that. So you can definitely check out his video, but since you're here, I'll just give it to you straight. So with the anxiety and stress, when you're trying to overcome it, the first thing I want you to think about is like where the last time, you know, that you've been in this type of situation. You know, your situation that you're currently in right now, I don't care what it is, whether you're running late for work, whether you're about to get yelled at the boss, whether your kids are sick and you're trying to figure out what to do, whatever it is, you know, I want you to think about it and be like, have I been in this situation before? Have I dealt with this trial and tribulation in some way, fashion, or form? And if you have, you know, then move forward. Like for me, I have been laid off maybe like 3 or 4 times, and it's all because of budgeting, dealing with nonprofits and everything like that with the threat of the job, blah, 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 blah. So getting laid off to me is not going to affect me because I prevailed. I've overcome that, you know. So if my job was saying like, hey, there might be future layoffs to come, I know what to expect. You know, I'm not going to be, I might be a little bit hurt, like, damn, really? But in the long run, it's going to be like, okay, I know what I got to do to get back up. Jumping over to Grant Cardone and even some of these other millionaire, multi-millionaire mindset gurus and such, they always say, even if I were to start at zero, like if I lost everything today, I'm going to come back 10 times as harder. David Meltzer, the real Jerry Maguire, who I didn't know that the movie was based on a true story, but David Meltzer, he talks about, he lived that where he was up at the top, making millions, doing contracts, and then lost it all. But now he's back at it. So it's like, you got to look back at your past circumstances and be like, have I been here before? And if I have, I overcame it. It's instant gratification that you overcame it. It's instant gratification that you overcame homeless. It's instant gratification that you overcame strife. It's instant gratification that you overcame being poor. It's instant gratification because you're thinking back and it's like, oh, wait, I did this before. All right, this is nothing. The second thing, as far as overcoming anxiety and stress, and good morning, Carlos. Thank you so much for joining me today, brother. The other thing in regards to overcoming anxiety and stress is, all right, so if you've never been in this type of situation before, I need you to look back at worst situations that you've been through. Think about worst situations that you've been through before. I remember even for myself being in college, and I always go back to this, especially when I'm dealing with money problems, or I'm like trying to budget and figure things out, because we all go through it. Even when I'm going to be at $1 million, instead of me trying to figure out how to balance $250, I'm going to be trying to figure out how to balance $250,000. So that doesn't scare me as much, but me looking back in college, I always remember I was down to 34 cents on my meal plan card. And no, I'm sorry, it was $2 and some change. And it was a Thursday. And I was set to go home back Saturday morning. And the only thing I had money for was gas in the tank to head home. So that Thursday, I was like, man, I thought I had more money than this. So literally from Thursday evening, I was so upset. I had prayed on it. $2.34. What did I do? I got me some gummy bears or gummy worms and a Gatorade. And that's what I had for dinner. Then next day, I think I was scrounging, knocking on people's doors, and pretty much acting like I was homeless. Mind you, I'm in college and everything like that. So definitely there's more opportunities as far as obtaining free food. Well, where I went to, Penn State, University Park, there was more opportunities for getting free food. But that mindset of like, oh my gosh, I only got $2 in my pocket. Like this is it. This is a wrap. So, but being able to overcome that, mind you, I do not mind expressing my age. That's one thing I noticed, that these millionaire folks don't express their age. They want you to Google it. 36 years old, I'm going to be 37 this year. So looking back to 16 years ago, going through that, being on the college campus, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And even other past circumstances. I remember when I was rushing to the bank to take care of overdraft fees. I remember, getting nervous because I only had $7 in my account from Tuesday. And this is like real life, way after college, after my master's and all. So I want you to understand that, one, look back at similar circumstances. The second thing is, look back at circumstances that were way worse than the situation. And then if either of those don't apply, take what you have right now as a lesson and just put in your mindset, I'm going to overcome this. This ain't going to be no problem. I don't even know why I'm stressing about this. I don't even know why I'm concerned about this. And even for myself, I just did my taxes yesterday with H&R Block. And the reason why I did that, because usually I think since 2003, 2004, ever since, they allowed you to do e-filing, I forgot when it was, I had always done it online. So because this is my first year and starting to run a business, I want to make sure everything was covered. And I will be honest with you, I paid for a service that I didn't need, because looking at everything, I'm like, man, I could have did this on my own. But here's the thing. I could have done it on my own, but how many mistakes would I make? How many corrections would I have to go back? What if I would have got audited? Now it's like, okay, I'm actually talking to an expert. In addition, I'm getting advice. On top of that, I'm getting advice. And number 3, I'm getting advice and talking to somebody. And on top of that, being told that, hey, if you got any questions, or while you're going through your business, you could come back in and ask questions. So for me, I'm hyping it up. For me, I got myself a CPA with H&R Block that I could rely upon and go to if I ever have any questions or concerns. So, and even when I was with him last night, he was getting 2 calls coming in regards to people running the business. Like he had literally one person who was starting a restaurant, getting it up and running, and he was paying employees $10.99. He did it for the first year. Now he wanted to put them on wages, but it was like right now he wanted to put them on wages. It's like, yeah, I gotta take taxes out, but it needs to be done now. I'm like, that's weird. He was like, yeah, they should have been did that rather than just waiting to the last minute. So, but I digress. So going back to it real fast, anxiety, stress, first thing you should be thinking about, hey, did I deal with this type of situation before? And if so, boom, you already know it's instant gratification that you can knock it out. Second thing, have I been in a worse type of situation before where I was stressed out and wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to make it to the next day? Yes, because I'm here right now and I'm breathing. Today's a brand new day. Today is March 6, 2020. It's a brand new day. And then last but not least, if you haven't been, take this as a lesson learned, move forward, stay positive, and get to where you need to be at. So, with that being said, the resume writing tip of the day. I was talking to a couple people, indirectly and directly, for those that are seeking a career, for those that are seeking their next job, and you're pretty much feeling like you're stuck in your own personal rat race because you've been at the same job doing it for about 8 or 9 years, or you've been doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and you're not sure which way to turn. With that being said and all, talk to somebody. Talk to somebody in regards to like, hey, show them your resume, whether it be myself, 267-702-3756, or texting me, 267-702-3756, or emailing me your resume, robertnathanielgroupllc@gmail.com. If either of those apply to you, or if you don't feel comfortable in talking to me, that's quite all right. But talk to somebody in regards to like, yo, man, I've been at the same job for 10 years. I don't know what's next, what's left out there. We have the world of Google, the world of YouTube, free education, which I went over yesterday. If you have or about to click on that video, I have not updated the information yet, but by the time this is done and, next week and all, it will be. So I'm not worried about that. But talk to somebody in regards to, hey, I've been at the same job for 15 years. What should be next for me? And even you need to ask yourself first that question. What should be next for you so you can know what you want to go to? Now, here's my thing. If you've been in the banking industry for 15 years and you want to jump into be a veterinarian, know what's planned in regards to that. Know what level that you can get into if you're interested in doing that. There's nothing wrong with switching. I just want you to be prepared as far as when you do switch, what you're going to be getting into. So that's my resume writing tip of the day. When you're going for that next feed and that next job, make sure that you're, looking at it in regards to, how you can prepare yourself for your next career, how you can prepare yourself for the next opportunity. So that's resume writing tip. Realtor tip comes from a story. So I'm talking with this guy out in Texas. Texas is big enough so you don't know the specific location. Talking to this guy out in Texas who's dealing with properties out in Western PA. So again, narrowing it down. Now, if you want to know the full story, give me a call. I'll definitely break it out to you. No, but I definitely won't. I'm not that type of individual. No, but so the guy's out in Texas. He has a property that he's working with people up in Western PA. I was interested. I talked to my partner over it, Anthony, he's my boy for that. And it said to him like, hey, listen, is this a good deal? He's telling me like, yeah, it's at least a 6% cap rate. Definitely, if the guy wants to make a move on it, let's make something work. We could probably get it over to an investor and make some magic happen. Great, awesome. So I personally had drafted up the OM, the offering memorandum, and had sent it over to the guy out in Texas. And I'm like, hey, listen, what you sent over to me, I'm missing the square footage of the home. Like everything else is cool. And also, what are some of the amenities that's already featured in the apartment complex? So he got back to me. Let me tell you what the square footage is of the rooms. 16 by 40. Now, I know what you're thinking already. 16 by 40. No, that's carry the two. No, 16 by 40 would be the room size. So my realtor tip, when you're working with referrals, and it's not even so much the source of the referrals, but the property itself, the value of the product itself. Make sure, because if I were to sell this bottle of water for $1, people are going to look at me strange. It's like, but it's open. Oh, how about 50 cents? It's just half full now. No, I still don't want it. Oh, hey, this is actually a bottle from Chris Brown's concert. How you know? Then you got a picture of Chris Brown holding the bottle, drinking it, and then you drinking it. It's like, oh my gosh. So some crazy fan out there is now looking at it like, what? The bottle's worth $500. So, let's take another sip. You want to make sure that you do your due diligence and researching when it comes to referral properties. Make sure that, and put it like this, especially when you're in the buyer standpoint, put it like this, and this will go for being a buyer or a seller, and even for the people who are looking to buy and looking to sell. If you're looking to sell your own property, if you were a buyer, I need you to clear everything out, not the years that you've been in the place, not the creaks and cracks that you know about, because even for the place that I'm currently in right now, I wouldn't even recommend selling it to somebody, because what I hear in the middle of the night is walls tumbling and coming through the, not so much coming through the cracks of the ceiling, but I can hear it through the walls. It's like, oh wow, the foundation needs to be redone and everything like that. So I know that reselling it wouldn't be in the greatest respect. But for the real estate tip, just do your own due diligence, do your own homework when you're going through these properties, and think to yourself, man, if I had $1 million, would I pick this up right now? Would this be a good investment for me? You know, and that will help you in regards to becoming a smarter investor. That'll help you in regards to becoming a smarter buyer, and even selling your own personal property. You're like, how can I make this more better? So something like with this water, if I were to sell it for $1, not saying that I would do this, but if I'm trying to resell this bottle and I'm like, damn, how can I get this out there even more? So what I might do is I might fill it up. I might put a brand new label on there. I might have something on there that's saying like, hey, this is for a chance to win a $25 Amazon gift card. You want to make it enticing for the buyer to have no questions at all in regards to saying like, man, I need that bottle of water, or I need that property. So with that being said and all, I know I'm probably going crazy over time, but hey, it was a pleasure speaking with you all. And as always, stay blessed, my fellow millionaires. Have a great day.
Fleslet on the beat.